Evidently there's a lighthouse up here. But it's been absolutely a beautiful morning so far. And coming up 101, I was just in the little town of Port Orford, which is supposed to be the oldest town or coastal town in Oregon, something like that. And had me a good cup of coffee, and I haven't said it in a while, but a breakfast of champions there at this little carryout called, I think it was 365 Pinnacle, and stood outside and charged my phone and ate a cup of jambalaya, drank a cup of coffee, and ate some cheese curds. Like I said, breakfast of champions. But it certainly hit the spot. But also I met a real nice guy named Michael, who is just kind of living a dream, so to speak. He's got a big Dodge van, and he's got a pulled trailer behind it. And he just seemed like he just lives on the road and, you know, does his thing. He's an old Vietnam vet. He's raised in Georgia, and he's still got his good Georgia accent. And he's still got his accent. And again, just a neat guy, though. Like I said, he's a Vietnam vet, and tell you, my helmet feels good today in this wind. It's been pretty comfortable, but here in getting this wind, this very damp fog that's come in here off the coast, it's pretty chilly right now. But so anyhow, Michael was a neat guy, though. He even told me he, I think he said about 15 years ago, had moved up to Alaska for like 4 months and worked in a cannery there at Dutch Harbor. And sounded like a pretty cool gig, you know, for 4 months. But it's good to meet him. I always, you know, the people I meet at the hanging out at gas stations is unreal. And again, at McDonald's and just other places I stop too. But you know, I said Michael is his name, but he reminds me of somebody. He reminds me of my neighbor Mike, an older version of my neighbor Mike. And you know, I'd mentioned my neighbors early on in one of my first few videos, and that morning I left, I'd seen my neighbor Jimmy and then my neighbor across the street, Fran, and I spoke highly of both of them. But I did not mention Mike and Peggy. Mike and Peggy's our other neighbors across the street, and I'm equally fond of them. They are just, they're great neighbors, and I'm thankful for they're over there. And I miss you all. And again, Mike, I met an older version of you today, so that was pretty cool. But I hope you guys are well. Mike and Peggy and Jordan. I know Jordan's not living there now, but he's a good kid. And I hope you all are well. So yeah, I guess a couple more things. Let me show this. Well, again, I guess there's not much to show. Just a lot of fog. Very damp, cold fog, as I said. But yeah, I guess something I didn't mention, my mileage for 2 days ago, when I just kind of, you know, did quite a bit of sightseeing there, my Crescent City day, and beyond, you know, went south towards all the way down to Orick. Orick was as far south as I went on 101, but I ended up doing like 88.4 miles that day. And then yesterday I did just over 134 miles. So neither days were big days, but they were great days. These smaller days and just sightseeing, it has been really nice. Been really nice. And it's probably going to be more of the same today. I don't know that I'll get a heck of a lot of riding in. But last night I camped way up in the National Forest. I didn't get up there till about 10 o'clock at night. First night riding I've done in a while. And it's the Rogue River, oh man, Rogue River Siskiyou, something like that, National Forest. And it was like 12 miles off of 101, went up this road that went along the Rogue River for a while, and then finally at like 10 miles out I finally hit National Forest. And And then from there, I went up this what turned out to be a lot of a gravel road, as some paved, and then a lot of gravel. Went way up the top of this mountain. I guess it had to be the top because it was like 2 miles straight up. It seemed like in the dark. It was a cool ride. But I got up there and I was in the sticks, man, and just I just had the feeling of being you know, just way off, you know, by myself, and it was dark and it was quiet, and it was a good campsite. I camped in a parking lot for a trailhead, so it was a good campsite. But I got back on the road this morning. I think about hey guys, got back on the road about what time was it? I think it was about 7:40. And just been seeing the sights ever since. Again, this coastline of Oregon is far more, you know, just far beyond what I had hoped or expected. I knew, you know, I assumed it was going to be cool, but I had no idea it was going to be this cool. Absolutely love it. And again, I loved Northern California too, in those redwoods. So let's see. On Sunday, though, 2 days ago, backtracking a little bit again, I went to church Sunday morning, so that was good at I think it was New Life Community Church there in Crescent City. Good to be in church again. It's the first time I've went since I went to that one way back in like Panama City, in that area back in Florida. So church, and then you know, I shot footage around the lighthouse and took a bunch of still shots of the Battery Point Lighthouse. And then I did also, I took the tour. I went inside, just $5 tour, and it was worth every penny. The folks that were I guess hosting it or giving it did a great job. And they were just like, I think more or less like local folks that are part of the Historical Society, and giving the tour. And one of the guys, I think his name was Mike as well. He's an old Harley rider, dude in his 70s, and he was a neat guy. It was good talking to him. But again, it was good talking to all of them. There was a husband and wife that was currently staying there. People sign up with the Historical Society, and they do like a month's tour in the lighthouse. And then somebody else comes in for a month. And sound like an amazing gig. I would love to do that. I don't know if Lori would so much, but I would. But I would think she would enjoy it. But you sign up, yeah, with the Historical Society. And the one guy who was given part of the tour upstairs, I think his name might have been John, but he had said that they waited 4 years. They were on the list for 4 years, and I can understand why people would want to do that, because I certainly would. So that was cool. Again, I think that was everything for Sunday. I mentioned the bear, which one of the neatest things. Again, as I've said, I love bear, and always been one of my favorite animals. And you see one that good, even though it was for a moment, just a quick moment as I looked over the side of the road and saw him, it was still, you know, big thrill. And also yesterday there at Jedediah Smith State Park, when I went back to take that hike and then also go to the visitor center, needed my sticker for Zeke and postcard stuff, I bought a pin. My bad. I bought a pin here of a black bear, which I thought was pretty darn appropriate, pretty cool. So let's see what else. And I talked about meeting James yesterday on my hike in up there in the Lifer trail. You know, that trail I mentioned, it turned out to be over like a 3-mile hike probably. It was supposed to be a 0.8 loop hike. And again, somewhere up in there, I made a wrong turn and ended up being, like I said, probably a good 3+ miles. But it was great, you know, that I got a good hike like that in yesterday in that area. Let's see what else coming up. Yesterday, 101 Brookings. I think it was the first big town there in Oregon, and made some phone calls and just charging my phone there at McDonald's, which I often do. Ate some dinner, and then, like I said, there at just out of Gold Beach is where I was when I got on this road that went along the Rogue River. The Rogue River comes into the ocean right there at Gold Beach. So as I said, I went up in there ways to camp, but thankfully I had a good spot to camp last night. And two, like I said, I've been Port. I thought it was Oxford all along. I've been thinking it was Oxford. I thought the R was an X. Again, my vision's just not the best anymore. Even with my readers on, I thought it was an X, but evidently it was Orford, Point Orford. And so, as I said, you know, I was just there. Something that was neat about the town, I asked the girls that worked in the carry out there as far as recommendations for something to see, and one of them was this lighthouse I'm walking out to now, this Blanco. But then the other one was their dock. She said their dock is only one of like 3 or 4 in the world that's a dry dock that uses a pulley system. So every time a boat needs to go out or comes in, they hook it up to these pulleys and they pull it up on land. And they store them that way, and then again, it needs to go out. They put it on the pulley and put it back in the water, and which is, you know, evidently unique. She said 3 or 4 in the whole world that does that, so that was cool. But anyhow, looks like we're over 11 minutes here. I've been trying to load some videos and delete some stuff for the sake of memory storage, but so yeah, I guess for now it's all I got. It's still early in the day. I'm not even sure what time it is, but it's before noon. And I am walking out here, as I said, to the Blanco Lighthouse. We'll see what we see when we get out here, if anything. I should at least be able to, you know, get pictures of the lighthouse, because I'll be standing, you know, there at it. But as far as the ocean, I don't know that we won't see anything unless this fog blows by. I think that's all I got. I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to, you know, get out from the past couple days, and I think I pretty much covered it all. But even, you know, here in this fog, I mean, this is it's just all unique. It's all good. It's all special, man. It's a beautiful place. You see all these flowers / weeds, which are, you know, they're just beautiful. And I can really smell them. I think it's just these white ones that, you know, with the wind blowing in my face, I can really smell them. They've got a distinct smell, and they smell good. And that's something too about riding a motorcycle, is the smells, man. You can really, you know, feel and smell an area, and, you know, the pines and all that I've been through. Yeah, smell it all and feel it all. Ain't nothing like it. Like I said, I've been to a lot of all over this country, you know, in these car road trips, which are, you know, just special memories, you know, that I'll never forget. And I just thank the Lord for the time with my family on these trips. But as far as seeing these places, even though, you know, this is new to me, but there's been, you know, areas that I've been through before, but it's like seeing it all for the first time. And I know those of you who ride, you can relate to that. It is a completely different experience. But both experiences are special in their own way, you know. I mean, it's certainly all good, man. We're just blessed to be here, for sure. All right, it's time to walk on up the hill there and see the lighthouse.